Welcome. This will be my spoiler-free, not that there's anything to spoil, review of the 1982 arcade game Frenzy, the sequel to Berserk, which I covered earlier. And the game is rated probably E for everyone. Certainly this video will be. And yeah, once again, a really great game. I played this on PC through the Atari 50 the Anniversary Collection, which allows you to save and load at any time. And yeah. So basically, once again, you are in this, like, factory maze kind of thing, and there are killer robots out to get you. And you can move in 8 directions, the 4 basic ones and additional 4 diagonally, and that is also how you attack. You can fire projectiles in the video game in any of those directions. And this time around, some of the walls can be destroyed, which means new paths for you to take. And there's also one type of wall that will deflect, I guess, ricochet your blasts. And at first I was slightly unsure until I tested. No, that does not mean that you can accidentally, hit yourself with it. What it does mean is that you can hit something with using the ricochet instead of so that is quite cool. The camera is once again from the side, and you can see one entire section of maze at a time, and maybe there's more than one exit from the current area of the maze. And whichever you go through, that's where you'll pop up in the next area, and then you head to an exit, and yeah, rinse and repeat. And the let's see, like many arcade games, it is one of those where you don't necessarily play it for terribly long before you've seen more or less what it has to offer. And obviously today, not everybody wants to play games like that. Just, what's the term? Buyer beware? No, wait, that sounds too negative. It's not for everyone, but it's an awful lot of fun if you remember the arcade game experience, And yeah, the controls are very nice and simple. Originally this had like I want to say it's called trackball. One for movement, one for shooting. Now it has, WASD to move, and the arrow keys to attack, and just combine any 2 of those and you'll get a diagonal. Yeah. And let's see. So yeah, the enemy design is also there's more variety here. As far as I recall, at least, the first one did not have quite as much as this. And yeah, that is very cool. They're, again, memorable. Like, I can imagine, kids talking about their favorite of the enemies, or the one they hate to fight the most, kind of thing. And the AI does vary, at least somewhat, so keep that in mind. Pay attention to what you're going up against. And the yeah, so it is essentially, it feels less linear than others of the time, because a bunch of these did not have this element of, oh, there's At least some of the time. I'm not going to give it away if it's always, but there's maybe more than one exit to an area, and the exit you take will determine what spot of the next section. Yeah, I already said that, but yeah, so that helps make it feel less linear. Yeah, essentially, it's not so terribly linear, especially now, with also the fact that you can, you know, destroy some of the walls and get through there as well, And yeah, like it's still, fairly limited means, but it does genuinely feel like you are very much alone, surrounded by killer robots out to specifically take you out, And yeah, so the graphics still pretty simple stuff, but it gets the job done. Like, I was never confused about what I was looking at. And let's see. Like, yeah, you can almost, I mean, as soon as you start attacking, you'll immediately determine, oh, that's what a wall that I can destroy looks like. Oh, okay, this wall ricochets, And yeah, the audio is good. The various attacks have enough of like a, there's a what's the word? There's a kick to it. Sounds like, okay, this really could, like, because you're like one-shotting a bunch of these robots, And the yeah, I thought they found a really great balance here between challenge and entertainment value. And obviously, a big part of the replayability and such is basically high score hunting, as with many other arcade games. Did not run into any... oh, hold on. Crap. Sorry. I lost in my notes briefly. Right. So yeah, once again, it does genuinely, you know, it's simple and really minimalist, which, the technology required back then. But yeah, I felt like, okay, I am all alone in this, very hostile environment. They did a really solid job on that. Yeah. Um, I don't know, I feel like I'm becoming a broken record. I guess I've just been very fortunate with some of these. They're very, very well curated, I feel. But yeah, I rate this 8 killer robots, either killing you or killed by you, out of 10.